What's up, fellas? Well, I had a small revelation that I wanted to share with you today, right? Nothing major, but just something that came up that I thought I could, you might sympathize with a little bit. So lately, I have been feeling kind of, I don't know, apathetic to my whole, driving experience in this car. I mean, it's not like every time I get in the car, I'm excited. I'm not a puppy, but you know how it is when you're going for a drive specifically just to go drive. You look forward to it, it's kind of exciting. And I noticed that lately, I've just not been really that enthusiastic about the driving experience with my car, just kind of meh, until it dawned on me why, and that is because my interior is super dirty. You ever get like that, where you just kind of let the interior go? It kind of builds up, you don't notice it. Like all that dust on the dashboard just slowly starts accumulating, or the dirt and the dead skin, starts piling up in the shift boot. And before you know it, your interior is super dirty, especially with the mats. Like that happens kind of quickly. Like with me, I have rubber mats instead of the carpeted ones. One, because I hate like my right heel leaves a dent in the carpeted mats, but also because I have a lot of pets. I have like 8 cats and a husky, and a couple of turtles too. So you can imagine how much fur accumulates in my car. But again, you don't notice it until it sucks. So today we are going to make this interior great again. So I'm gonna go through a cleaning process, nothing crazy. I'm not doing like a deep clean. It's not one of those with the leather conditioning and everything like that. Good for those like once or twice a year. This is more like a factory reset, right? Just again, get the mats cleaned up, a little bit of vacuuming, get everything wiped down, and just make this interior nice. So that is what we're gonna do today. So come hang out if you're interested. I'm gonna go through that process and a couple of products that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna change things up a little bit from my normal routine. A couple of things I wanna try just a little bit differently product-wise. So again, stick around if you're interested. Also, before we get started, real quick, wanted to say thank you to all of the subscribers. Sometime after the last video, the channel hit over 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I know 1,000 is usually seen as like a big deal because it's like the monetization threshold, but more importantly, cooler than that, is the fact that it's like less than 9% of all YouTube channels hit that mark. So that is awesome. So thank you very much, everybody who has subscribed, for watching, views, likes, comments, all that stuff. A lot more detailing content coming, obviously, and some major channel announcements that I will be very excited to announce over the coming months, or weeks, actually. But anyway, in the meantime, let's get this interior cleaned up. Let's go. All right, I've been slacking on the garage updates. Needless to say, I did finally get a cabinet. That video coming out pretty soon. It's not quite organized yet. Still got a little ways to go, but it's pretty big. It holds a lot of stuff. All right, first up, this is a new product I'm trying today. So this is the Koshemi All-Round Surface Cleaner. Got this from Obsessed Garage. I love how they tape up the, the bottle. I think it's a nice touch. Make sure it doesn't spill. So I got this primarily for the screen. I usually just wipe the screen with like a damp cloth, but this stuff is supposed to be pretty good for any kind of display like that, or the instrument panel plastics. So let's give this a shot. So got some P&S interior cleaner here. Stoner's Invisible Glass. This is another good one. Also the Meguiar stuff. So this is the D101 all-purpose cleaner. Now usually I use the P&S interior cleaner, the Express interior cleaner for the floor mats, just lazily, because you can use that like on anything. But I'm actually gonna try to do a real all-purpose cleaner on the floor mats. And I usually don't like to put anything on the floor mats because I don't like to have anything that might like be slick or greasy or anything like that. But I'm gonna try some of the Meguiar's D170, the hyper dressing. I actually already have a bottle of that mixed up. So we're gonna give that a whirl as a topper. Oh, this, best pet hair remover ever. Like I said, I have a ton of pets. This is an essential. I think this was like one of the first quote unquote detailing tools I ever bought. This thing is fantastic. All right, brushes. Glass cleaner towels. Nice waffle weave. Interior cleaning towels. And you know what? I'm gonna use a little bit of the all-purpose cleaner on the inside glass. That's a great way to glass cleaner alone isn't gonna be usually enough. So use a little all-purpose cleaner. Good tip there. Green towels for that. All right, I think that's it. Oh, also got some VRP here for cleaning the pedals. You can use this on rubber trim pieces, plastic, well, it's actually in the name, vinyl, rubber, and plastics. But for now, I'm just gonna use these on the pedals. And last but not least, the vacuum. How could I forget the vacuum? So this is a 4-gallon rigid vacuum with a couple of attachments that I got. I use this just for detailing. The few that I'm using today is a soft bristle brush for the seats, a stiffer version of that same attachment for the carpet. I'll use that sometimes, not always, keep it on hand just in case. Wide angle attachment for general carpet vacuuming, and then of course the narrow attachment here, and this is just good for getting in between the seats, the shift boot, stuff like that. It's really useful, it bends, so again, it's just good for those hard to reach areas. By the way, guys, I don't know if this is the best time to do this. It's like 90, 92, 93 degrees, it feels like 95. And I don't know about you, but I'm sweating like a whore in church. I don't know if this is the best time to clean your interior, but show must go on. All right, first up is the mats. So I'm gonna hose these down, get all the surface stuff sprayed off real well, and then spray them with some APC, some all-purpose cleaner, and then brush it all over. This is one of those Pressel double action spray bottles. I got a 5-pack of them a while back. One broke not too long after, and this one doesn't really spray anymore. I love the ones that still work. They're awesome bottles when they work. But I think I'm gonna try some IK bottles next. So I don't know, let me know in the comments if you what you use and if you're happy with yours. I'm always up for trying some different stuff. Anyway, once I am done cleaning these, spray them off, get them all cleaned up, and then hit them with the leaf blower. You don't really have to use this very much today. Between the ambient temperature and the sun, it's mostly gonna dry itself. So I'm gonna let these sit and dry completely, and then we'll come back later and do the hyper dressing on these at the end. All right, next up, vacuuming. Maybe my favorite part, just to get rid of all that pet hair. Like I said, I'll use the soft bristle brush on the seats, and then whatever on the carpet, probably just a wide attachment, just to get all that surface stuff up. But the key here, at least for me, is the pet hair brush. This thing is just absolutely invaluable. It was like $5, I would have paid 50. It's in a good spot. I'm sure the neighbors love us. All right, next up is glass. Now, it's been a while, so I'm gonna use some all-purpose cleaner first, and then the Stoner's Invisible Glass. The APC helps get the interior residue off that sometimes regular glass cleaner doesn't get. You know, like, it's great on the outside, but there's always that kind of, I don't know, just that slight, ever slight haze that sometimes regular glass cleaner just isn't strong enough to get. So I'm gonna do that first, and I'll go back over everything with the Stoner's glass. And as for getting down to where the glass meets the dashboard, I saw this trick on a YouTube short once. Put the towel on the back of your hand, you know, like on the back of your fingers, and push down. It's so much easier that way. And like I said, after all that's done, I'll go back over it with the Stoner's Invisible Glass. It's a shame that the outside of the car is dirty, actually. It's kind of hard to show how good this combo does on the inside with the outside being dirty, but we'll worry about that later. All right, next up is the all-round surface cleaner. Now, I've never used this stuff before, but I'm trying it out for a little bit of, I don't know, clarity, you know, on the display screen and the instrument cluster plastic. I usually just wipe this down with a microfiber towel, sometimes damp, but obviously that doesn't help with the super thin film of residue that you can get over time. So I'm hoping that this will, well, if I'm exaggerating a little bit, I'm hoping that this works like, you know, like cleaning a foggy headlight, you know what I mean? Just makes it really nice, really clear. All right, time for the suck, cleaning the rest of all of the surfaces. This arguably is the most intensive part of the cleaning. Most areas to clean, but you know, I don't know, throw on a podcast and zone out. For this, I'm gonna use a small Detail Factory synthetic brush. These things are super soft, really nice to use, especially on leather. So I'm gonna spray the interior cleaner directly into the brush and start with the steering wheel, dashboard, vents, console, all the little stuff around the buttons, all of that. And I'm just gonna do small sections at a time and then wipe down with the towel. Now, after the little areas are done, I'll do the doors and then the seats. Now for these, since they're larger areas, I'll just spray directly onto the surface and then brush. So the next time I do this, I'll do a full leather conditioning. And by the way, if you're interested in that, I did a video a little while back on the Color Lock leather cleaning kit. Worked really, really well, so check that out if you're interested. But anyway, in the meantime, this stuff works great on leather, but it will probably remove some of the conditioning or protectant that you might have on there. All right, home stretch. Now, I don't have a bunch of Chemical Guy stuff, but I do like their VRP cleaner, the vinyl rubber plastic. You can use this on rubber trim, make it look really nice, but for right now, I'm just gonna use it on the pedals. Now, I probably should have used some APC on these first to get them cleaned up, but it's all good. This stuff will work just as well. And finally, finishing up with the hyper dressing on the mats. Now, like I said, I've not tried this before. I usually just leave them dry after cleaning them, and that's it. They would normally have a really dull finish, but I wanted to try giving them just the tiniest touch of a topper, I guess, to kind of give them that deep black look, that finished look. I'm using the same dilution ratio for the hyper dressing as I would on the tires in the engine bay, which is a 1:4, 1 part product, 4 parts water. Now, I'm not sure if you can see the difference here, but the dressed mat does have a nicer look than the usual, really dull black. I do like this. However, since I'm voicing this over after the fact, I can tell you that I think this ratio was just a tad bit too slick for me. When I got in the car, I could easily tell there was a slipperiness to the mats. Not terribly, but I think next time I would experiment with maybe like a 1:7 ratio, 1 part hyper dressing, 7 parts water, maybe 1:10 if that didn't work. We'll see. Work in progress, but this is a good start. It's better than just leaving the mats the usual dull finish that I typically would. I do like this. Yo, you want to make any garage instantly better? Put a couch in it. Put a leather couch in it. Man, I got to do a garage update video. There's so much, like the garage renovation, if you were keeping up with that series, if you saw any of those videos, it's done. The flooring's done, the paint's done. It's just in complete disarray because the Supra is being worked on. There's stuff everywhere. There's furniture that's trying to get sold. There's subframe parts all over the ground. It's a mess. That's a video for another day. So, interior cleaning, right? So even though it is not a full cleaning, it's still a lot of work. But man, there are few things that are better than that first drive after a clean interior, right? I mean, there's some things that are better, but like that kind of ranks up there, right? That'll immediately or instantly, or it should, improve your driving experience. And again, everything I used linked in the description below if you are interested. I also forgot to mention, happy to announce that we are now an Obsessed Garage affiliate. So if you'd like to support the channel, and we're gonna pick up something from Obsessed Garage, feel free to use the link in the description. Your support is always much appreciated. And again, thank you to all the subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, if you like this video, subscribe. There'll be more like it. So in the meantime, thanks again, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Couches, man. Couches in the garage. Good stuff. You know what would be great now? Beer. Let's make that happen.